Well, I just got through eating at the Sixpence, kind of an Irish food. It's really good. Again, here in Blowing Rock is a really pretty little town. Everything looks really manicured. It's really nice. This church right here, wow. Look at the steep roof on that. Blowing Rock Art and History Museum. Now that's a place I'd like to stop by and see. Hey guys, Gary J. This is at the Art and History Museum in Blowing Rock. Really beautiful building here. They've got paintings and they got various different things in here I know, and the history of Blowing Rock and a bunch of stuff, so we're going to check it out. It's another view of the side of this beautiful design museum. Main Street is to our left right here. That's the main street right here, and this is right off of it. Really beautiful building, isn't it? Always love these rock facings on them. Most of the time you see those is in the mountains, and just so beautiful. This is called Brahm, Blowing Rock Art and History Museum. Always great to see museums when you travel. I don't know exactly what this is supposed to be, but it's very interesting. It's made by Wayne Trapp, 2016. Really interesting look to it. Ben Owens ceramic. Very neatly done. There's another Ben Owens vase. You can freeze this. It's a long history of pottery. And this family goes way back. You can see the beauty of it. The history of Jugtown. You can freeze that, see what it reads. They've come a long way over the years with the design of pottery, from the primitive stuff. Freeze that and read it. It's very interesting on the fine process of this. So it's not coming out too dark. Stacy Lambert. Like a bad dream there. Well, this is really pretty bold right here. Great earth tone colors. Seagrove. Freeze this one and read it. I see these type jugs in Georgia. We're in, of course, North Carolina, Blowing Rock. Now, these things remind me like a gargoyle or something. Not something I really want. But it's interesting though. That's a pretty red, isn't it? Now, this guy was making stuff, Craig, born in 1914. Look at the intricacy of that. That's in the coloration. Here's some more of those jugs that are really got the facial impression. He looks a little inebriated. Like a cyclops here. freeze that and read it. Now look at this. This is really intricate here. Not sure about the process of that. And the cup here. I like this bowl. It's really neat. Look at that. Little girl, rabbits, Charles Lisk. Carolina cameo. Now that is really awesome. Now this is interesting glass work. That's another thing that really amazes me. Look at the intricacy of it. Odd-shaped red glass sculpture. Now this is really mind-blowing. See who made that. This is almost got, it has a 3D effect to it. And look at this piece right here. This is definitely like a 3D effect of glass work. Wow. Unreal. Impression of the land. Now this is really what I like. You've got these beautiful paintings. This is by William Charles, 1829, 1905, Grandfather Mountain. And there's a beautiful picture. William Lewis Sontag, 1823 to 1900. Now can you imagine someone painting pictures like this that far back? He died in 1900. How beautiful that is. This is by Benjamin C. Brahm. That's pretty. In 1865 to 1942, Fallen Leaf, Lake Tahoe, oil canvas. You know, when you get up on from this distance, it's really pretty. As you get closer and you begin to see the strokes of the oil, it's amazing how that these strokes at a distance blend in so well. What a great artistic talent and eye for color. Now here is an awesome picture here. I love these colors right here. This is by Gustave Adolphe Wagon, 1870 to 1957. Beautiful talent there. Another pretty picture here of the mountains and creeks. Love the color. This is Aldro Thompson Hilbert, 1886 to 1972. Oil canvas. This one's Summertime, Philip Little. Gathering together. Beautiful work in this one. Little Dan the Drummer Boy, a Civil War story. Looks like that would be interesting. Gerald Melberg Gallery. Freeze that. This is interesting here. He likes those colors. And this was done by Brahm. Now this seems to be an interesting one here. Child labor. That's always a terrible thought, isn't it? Lewis Hines. Small children. These are kids working in the mills. Looks like a cloth mill. I used to run looms, not them old type of looms. I tried that when I was in high school. This young lady here. I can tell you, it's tough, it's tough work. It's long hours. It's not hard physically as it is long hours. Know that, make 50 cents a day for 10 hours of work. Wow. These young men here making fabrics. This gives you an idea of what the textile industry. There are other industries too besides just the textile that use children. Some of them died in the work process. When you look at these poor children here, 1908 Ivy Mill Company, Hickory, North Carolina. Our kids today are spoiled rotten. These poor children here started young, working so hard. This little guy here looks like he's about 8 years old, working in the factory. Here's another child. Looks like he's about 8, 9 years old, that old. A young lady here, a young boy. That boy's about 7 or 8. They did what they had to do to survive, I guess. This is kind of the job description of what you'll see in these pictures. Spinners, spoolers, sweepers, and doffers. All terminology used in the looms and textile industry. Many of the workers were under 16 years of age. A lot of them are like 10, 11, 12. Looks like 3 sisters maybe. All they wanted to do was survive. They didn't have anything but the ability to work. Too young to work. Well, this is where things get lost in the system. These girls like 8 to 13 years of age maybe. You're not supposed to work anybody under age 13, but there was no real system to make sure that didn't happen. Now note this, the little girl on the right there, she looks like an old woman already. And you would not believe. One girl, her name is Lacey, she's 12 years old, she's a tall one, I guess. The short one is Savannah, she's 11. They had worked 2 years. Father said the little one is a crackerjack on the spinning, at least so the boss says. She ain't satisfied unless she's in the mill. The oldest one isn't so good at it, not as quick. Gastonia, Gaston County, 1908. Poor things. They got people of all ages there. Child labor today. No children under 12. Now this is happening today. 250 million children aged 5 to 14 work worldwide. Incredible. Elliot Dangerfield, one of North Carolina's great artists. This really shows a lot of skill in this one. Beautifully painted. Hair, facial expression, skin color is good. This is on the second story. And here's the doctor's bag. Otoscope. Big monitor. Crude medicine. Exploring our history. View of Bolden's Hill. Ox cart, 1888. Horse and buggy, 1887. Early history. You could freeze that. Like a baseball team. Blowing rock. Ball and glove. In the second floor. Look down. Really a beautiful museum. A lot of work went into it. I really like this, all the colors. Elizabeth Bradford, acrylics on canvas, 2015. Really pretty color.